Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Recore. Before we get started, let's take a look at this.
Dear Jewel, I don't have time to explain, but things didn't go like we planned. I left you with a few things to always hold on to. Loyalty. You don't have to watch your back when a friend always has it. Elusiveness. Be the one who finds, never the one who is found. And brute force. Sometimes the safest path is the destructive one. It won't be easy.
That core is mine.
If you remember these lessons, you will survive. If anyone can, it's you. Love you always, Dad.
Okay, I had to do a few minor adjustments, so I'm just a little bit late. But let's do a recap. The last time we were here, we discussed Jewel waking up in a dead crawler, no power. Her her robot, her friend Mac, was in the corner. His core very, very dim, and I told you that I wrote some books because I didn't like the way the game itself started, because it started it actually started with her far to the south of where her crawler is, beyond the mountains, and there was absolutely no way she could have gotten there without going through the radiation over the mountains, because the only tunnel that would get her there was closed on the other side. And that's why I wrote the 4 books that you can find on Reddit under the r/Recore. For those of you who know or don't know, I am an author of several novels, several series, several published works, and sometimes the voices get a little bit too loud. When it happens, I crank up Recore and I run through the game with Jewel and her Corebot friends, and it seems to allow my mind to unjumble, as it would. Anyway, let's get into the game and see how much trouble we can get into. Now, during the play of the game, I'll more than probably refer to the books that I wrote There are 4 of them there on Reddit. That the first 3 show the complete book, the complete game, the the definitive edition of this game, to include the DLC, the Starving Sea. The 4th book came to me because of all the logs you could find throughout this game. There are many. I'll show you. This is where we are right now. We've just arrived at the cradle. We took Jewel from south of that mountain, through the mountain. She found this strange core that brought her crawler up. We went through the area around where her crawler is, crossed into, once her crawler was powered up, it told her that it booted up her computer, which told her that this pylon here, pylon 512, was broken. It was down. We've done a few adventures around here and gotten to a point where we actually needed to move on because there was a signal, an emergency beacon from this area here. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Uh, Everything seems to want to hit all at once. I had my truck try to self-destruct, and that was the mechanic that was working on it, and he wanted to tell me all about it. And I know all about it. I just trying to help the young man get his business started. Of course, I'll have to get under there tomorrow at the shop and figure out what he did and fix the remaining things. But anyway, all right, let's get back to the story. We got her here, and I explained. This is a little confusing. I explained everything about how she woke up, how she was found way south of her crawler. She came through this tunnel here, found the one of these prismatic cores in the forehead of that particular core bot. She fought it, pulled the prismatic core from his head, and he self-destructed. And I showed how after she got through, that the door here closed solid. There was no way for her to get back into the tunnel, and that's why it bothered me so much. The story. I play these games for the story mostly, but I'm not one of those that bangs right straight through the main quest line and don't even look side to side. In this particular game, if you bang directly towards the main quest, by the time you arrive where you need to go to make that quest possible, you won't be, number one, powerful enough, and number two, your core bots won't be nearly powerful enough to face the main boss, and number three, you won't have enough of what you need to even get in the front door. So your best bet is to do the side quests, do the dungeons that are here, go through them, find what's going on in each one, and with that, you'll learn more about what you have to do to succeed all the way through, and not only that, but you can become more powerful. Now, we talked about Jewel. This is Jewel, and this is her canine here, Mac. He's a canine core bot. Obviously, he's a dog. Each one of the different core bots that you find throughout this game that are friendly have specific things that their frame can do, that they're designed for. But Jewel wears only what she's wearing right now. It was a suit designed by Mandate Corporation for her specific technical ability on planet. That it's tough, but they never expected that she'd have to be fighting robots. The only thing that she has going for her is her health, what we call HP, and her weapon. Right now she has a white and a red affinity, which means it will shoot a white pulse, white charge pulse, or red pulses, or red charge pulse. And the higher the level, the more powerful the weapon. Now, let's take a look at where Let's take a look at where she is right now. Right now, since she got a signal on the other side of that door that there is somebody out here, hopefully, that is in trouble. So she came over here and found out that over there, across the way, is where the signal came from. To get there, she's going to have to traverse this mine. It's not the simplest thing to do, and there's a lot of adventure involved, a lot of treasure involved. And for you that don't know, there are on the map there are prismatic core locations marked on the maps that tell you where certain prismatic cores are. In some cases, you're not strong enough to get them. In some places, you don't have the right robot to get them. You may have to have a specific robot. For example, where you are right now. You see that building right over there? That building there has a chest and a prismatic core in it. But there is no way to get into that building without a specific type of core bot. We haven't got that core bot yet, so we have to bypass this one, leave that prismatic core exactly where it is, and look at other things. Well, one of those other things is getting down and going around there. But Mac is a dog. His specialty, other than he's got some pretty good fighting capabilities, is he is a dog. He digs things up. There's no other core bot that digs things up. Only in the canine frame. So when we see a lump like that one right down there, that's where Mac in his canine persona to dig up. There's also prismatic cores hidden out here in the sand that only Mac can dig up. Right now, there's a bad guy right there. And if I can make sure my fingers work.
Give him a shot.
Okay, so much for them. There's a chest up here, so let's shoot all these little bugs that pop up and just loot this chest.
Don't mind if I do.
Now, When you destroy a bot, they leave parts behind. If you pull their cores, which is what you need to do to make your core bot stronger, they don't leave parts.
You got the scent, Mac?
But right now, Mac, being a dog, can dig up parts for us. That's a Mac lump. The Mac will generally dig up parts or E-turner. E-turner is what the core bots use to fuel the robot part of them. In Mac's case, that's the body he's got. But that ball, that big blue ball right there, is all that is Mac. That is the computer that drives that robot. You can switch that core into any other frame and it will drive it too. But we need to make that core more powerful by ranking up, building a better core bot body, or finding parts for him, or better blueprints. We find better blueprints by opening chests along the way that exist. So anyway, right now we need to go through there, find more treasures, find where this goes, and all this. But you see, hardly anybody goes over here except to find that spider, and then they leave. Well, that's a mistake. I'll show you why. Let's lure him. Now we're going to have other bad guys come out.
Dash in. Take him out, Mac.
I got that core. Let's take this bad guy out of here. Blow him up, you get parts. You pull their core, you get the core, and that's all. But, like I said, hardly anybody comes over here that plays this game, and there is a Mac lump here. Is that a part? Or is that something else?
Let's see if there's anything here.
Take a look, Mac, and tell me what you find. Throughout the game, you will find there are places that are not marked on the map until after they're dug up, where there's prismatic cores under the sand or in the mud or hidden out of sight. The only way you will know they're there is if there's a lump that only Mac can dig up, because any other core bot, they don't have the capability, only the K9. And these are very important.
Fingers crossed.
And she has 12 of them now. And like I said, there are others scattered throughout. There's one here that we can't get to because we don't have the proper core bot to get to it. We'll have to come back. There are several here that exist, that we know they're there, but we can't get them until we come back with the proper core bot to get them. There's 5 still where her crawler sits. We can't get them because we don't have the right bot to retrieve them. So, for the purposes of this game, we'll be going to these different areas, possibly finding a friendly core bot. And with that friendly core bot, we can come back to these areas and pull those prismatic cores out of where they are because of the capabilities of that specific core bot. Hello, Andy. Sorry I haven't been looking up. Welcome to my world, buddy. If y'all are here and watching, just drop a comment. Anybody can make a comment. Just try to be nice. All right. Let's move right along. We need to get across this big area so we can try to rescue
That pit's too deep. We'll have
a
to make our
fellow
way around it.
that sent out a signal. Now, that's a Mac lump. Let's let Mac
Go
dig
on.
it up,
You can find it.
because that's what he's good at. He's a dog. He digs them up. Ooh, another part. Now, the more parts you get, the more you're able to repair your core bot. These cores that you see right here are converted into yellow fusion for your core bot to improve certain parts of his capabilities. These parts, different ones, are used to build blueprints to enhance his abilities and make him stronger, because you're going to have him stronger to get any farther. Okay, there's a chest here too, so let's see what's in this chest. You find
oughta be
blueprints
good.
in these chests. Now, in the books I wrote on this game, I would say that you found blueprints in the chest, you found old magazines, maybe a newspaper or something, some e-turner, maybe some rations you could eat to make it a little bit more realistic. And like I said, those books are in Reddit under the r/Recore. They're free. I can't publish them. I don't own them. Microsoft owns them, and so far they've refused to respond to me. This is the mining effort. This is where they dig down to get the different minerals. Specifically, this one was designed to dig out crystal to build the core bot cores. Those balls right there that can be programmed for them to use to build all of this. Core bots built all of this. When she got through that mountain and found that first prismatic core, she found out that for some reason somebody had programmed the core bots that were supposed to be working on this to hunt her. It was a surprise, and she's been fighting them ever since. And I'm going to have to plead insanity here, because my right hand, I boogered it up recently, and it's not working the way it should, and I'm playing this on PC. So if I missed a few shots, or if I say something like, come on, I'm not yelling at this cute little girl. I'm not yelling at her core bot. I'm not even yelling at the enemy core bots we're going to have to face. I'm yelling at my hand. Most of the time I'll say something like, come on. All right, let's
These
go
support
up
tunnels
here.
have sure taken a beating. What happened to the core bots that were supposed to maintain them?
And that's the question she has. She still doesn't know what happened. All she knows is is there are Corebots out there that seem to want to attack her. She doesn't know why. She doesn't know if she's the last person alive on this planet, or if they're all at a party somewhere and she wasn't invited. But right now, she's looking to answer an emergency beacon. I'm not going to get that part up there. And oh my goodness. Come on. I'm actually looking to pull cores.
Still too tough to pull.
See how that damaged the other core bot. Did a pretty good job. Alright. Now, let's take a look, see what we got. Some pretty good parts. But that's going to be a little difficult to cross. But the good thing is, she's not only got jets on her boots, but she has jets on her back that allows her to jump. So, we're going to dash across and jump to get her there. Problem is,
Another break in the tunnel. If we move those hover plates into the right position, we can use them to get across. The plate's power cell bots are missing. Where did those little guys run off to?
and that's some of what we're looking at. This game is not only combat, but it's also platforming. And here is our little friend Violet. And those are the transfer plates. With transfer plates, we can fast travel back to anywhere we found another transfer plate, or we can take all the things that we have in our inventory and send them back to the crawler, where we have to go to fix our core bots or improve our core bots. So while we're here, let's send this stuff back to our crawler. What do you think about this game, Andy? Just discount the narrator, but what do you think about this game? I love the desert, and this has got some really nice scenery. And there's always more than one way to skin the cat. All right. I'm going to warn anybody that plays this game, if you shoot those crates right there, a bomb will come out and chase you down and hurt you. I just as soon not do it. Periodically, this will come up with a new dungeon area, but there is a problem. You see that down there? That's not sand. That's quicksand. We go into that, we fall into that, or we die. Anyway, we're looking for cell bots. And they seem to have been put in jail. Who would put a cell bot in jail? Of course, you will ask the same question. So let's pull it out.
Why would someone lock up a bunch of cell bots?
Good question. But we need 3 of them. And they're here. All along this game, you platform from one place to the others, like parkour. In her case, it's hardcore parkour. As she goes about collecting parts, collecting what she needs to complete. This is a Recore bot. It will amplify her jump and dash status, like this. Instead of having one set of jumps she can do, she has an extra set because that actually recharges her the jets on her boots and the jet on her back. So let's. I guess we're gonna have to back up a little bit. Pull that pin, destroys the jail. Now we've got 2 little core bots, we need a 3rd. Like I said, parkour. And we open all chests we find.
What have we here?
Just to find blueprints. Here's the blueprint for a wild child augment. She puts these blueprints into the computer at her workbench in her crawler. And using the parts she finds all over the place, she can actually build this particular item. It's called an augment. All Corebot frames come in 4 parts. If you look at the K9 here, he's got a head, front end, back end, and that little thing that sits on his back right there. That little thing's called an augment. All Corebots have 4 parts of their blueprint. But you'll notice his head seems to be green. That's a special part. It's an A-OK part. Now, for every full frame that Mac has, there is a special bonus. If you look at the bonuses, down here where you have this green check mark, it says set bonus for that particular set he has on. It's a negative 35% lethal damage received. So they shoot him, he gets 35% less damage than he normally would. Also, there is other bonuses that are brought about because of that green head. That's an A-OK head. You can put A-OK parts in any set and it won't take the bonus away from the set, but it'll add to the capability of the set. In this case, with that green head, he gets plus 5% team XP. They gain an extra 5% of XP every time, experience points, every time they get upgraded. So, that being said, let's get the last of our little cell bots, and then I think we're going to take a look around here. Let's pull this.
That's the last one.
Okay, that's 3 little cell bots sitting in a row. Let's dash across here. Bring them over here, and they'll plug themselves in, and they'll power these platforms. Okay, now those are called shielded platforms for a reason. If you just try to jump on them, they'll knock you off. You first have to shoot the shield It goes down, but it's only going to be down for a short period of time. You have to jump to it, shoot the shield on the one beyond it, jump to it before the shield comes up. If the shield comes back up, it blows up, or it blow you off. But since I've been here before, there's a few other things that we need to find. One of those is a way to beef up Jewel. Another thing is to dig things out of the dirt, and that's a level 11 Corebot that's patrolling, and they don't like us very much. So let's go down there and say hi. Now he didn't see me, so I could sneak up and pull that yellow core. Like I said before, in this game, this game is very interesting. There's a lot to it, as you said. But in this game, these cores here in the inventory, these develop into the fusion colors up above. In this game, blue cores are everywhere. It seems like almost 3 out of 4 core bots that attack you have a blue core. You pull it, you pull the core, you blow them up, you get the parts, no problem at all. The second most plentiful is the red cores, the core bots that have the red core in them. The last is the most rare, the yellow. But without the yellow core, your Corebot buddy has no defense. If you look up here under attack, defense, and energy, red cores develop into red fusion energy that give him, that you can use to beef up max attack capabilities. The yellow cores give him his defense, a way to protect himself against attack on his person. And then the blue cores provide the energy that he uses to move around, move faster, move longer. And to do that, if you look at his bar, his health bar is only so long. But he uses blue balls. The blue balls up there are his lethal attacks that we use to blow up Corebots.
Mac,
All right.
dig in.
Let's send him over here to take a look at that lump right there. In this case, he got Eterna. Eterna is the currency on this planet. It also powers that Corebot frame, and it also is used when she builds a new blueprint. At her workbench, she has to use Eterna to power certain devices to make his frame work when she completes it. So, let's gather that up. There's a pile of Eterna over there. We'll get to that in a minute. But right now, what I want to do is run around here on this side where we'll find Violet again. Like I said, Violet can transfer all of our stuff, but what stuff do we have? Not a lot. But there's some things up here on this crashed spaceship that we need.
To speed up the colony construction process, the Corebots would recycle materials from the ships that brought them from Earth. After all, none of us were planning to go back.
Why would you? A planet ravaged with a deadly disease? Not familiar? Okay. Now, like I said, throughout this game, there are logs. There are audio logs. Logs from Jules' father, a woman named Natalie Bright, communications specialist back on Earth, the leader of the effort to terraform this planet, Dr. Julius Roldan, and that little Corbot that she meets almost everywhere, Violet. There's also a Corbot here called AOK. He's a famous Corbot inventor. And the only reason he's a Corbot inventor is because Julius Roldan programmed him with a certain capabilities, certain mental acuity that he actually programmed from himself into AOK. AOK. Roldan is a computer specialist, a computer genius, and he gave some of himself to AOK. Unfortunately, AOK had disappeared into the Starving Sea. The Starving Sea is a DLC for this game. When the devs were allowed to come back and upgrade this game to take a lot of the massive glitches out and the long loading times out, they came up with a DLC to make, to kind of flesh out the story. Like I said, the story itself is one of my pets. I love the story of this game. And like I said before, I wrote the books for it. This is one of them. Now, I wrote these books in journal entry style, first person. And this first part, the very first part, is Jewel, how she woke up, when she was a child on Earth, what she did, how she lost her Rottweiler, and how they brought her back. How she woke up in her crawler and it was destroyed. How just all the background in a storyline of a 17-year-old girl. And she told everything about it. Now, right now, she's on her way to find who sent the emergency beacon. And that's where we're going. But it's going to take us a little time to get there. But that right there is another log from Natalie Bright. She's a little snarky, but let's see what happened. We've already got two from her where she chewed out Dr. Roldan. And she told him that Band-Aid's not going to like it if he doesn't do what he's supposed to do. She's talking to the leader of the terraforming project here on this planet, Far Eden, and a major physicist. So let's see what happens.
It's unfortunate that you have decided to ignore my request. I admit I didn't expect any thanks for my advice. But with all due respect, Dr. Roldan, you are even more stubborn than your file suggests. After all the discrepancies we've observed, are you really going to allow the same Corbot that almost destroyed the engine to try and repair it? As I have told you repeatedly, mission protocol clearly states that all repairs to critical components must be overseen by human personnel. I'm well aware that conditions inside the engine pod are dangerous, and I admire your desire to safeguard the human members of your crew. But leaving this work up to a Corbot risks mission failure. You're traveling at near light speed in a sophisticated spaceship, not cruising down the highway in your car. If something goes wrong, I will not be held responsible. Do you understand?
Kind of snarky. But you're a young woman and you're afraid of failure, afraid of losing human life. And she really doesn't know Roldan. She only knows that there are rules that need to be followed. He's not following them, so she's taking her job very seriously. Now, that is a health booster. That's why we came here. Not just for parts, not just for the log, but for the health booster. The health booster is the only way that our girl is going to increase from 159 health, you can see in that green bar, somewhere where they will have a harder time killing her. So we're going to jump up here, we're going to gather parts, we're diverting from the straight line to the storyline, and we're going to gather some parts, and we're going to get a health booster. We're going to dip off here without falling into the quicksand. We could probably get those parts there, but we're not going to mess with those right now. I'd rather just go across here. Open this chest.
Well, well, well.
More red wild child parts. Okay, that's cool. Sweet. Parts are behind here. Let's see what else we can find. Nothing there, nothing up my sleeve. There's a chest over there, but we have to come back here anyway, because that quicksand has to be traversed. There is a way to traverse it, but not using a canine. We can actually get to the other side over there, but it's without the right core bot. This is kind of a wasted diversion. We've got parts, we've got logs. Got up to our parts here. But like I said, this is quicksand. He gets into it. Come on. She can get stuck. But we don't want her to get stuck. So let's go back up here. And move right along. Okay. Now we'll keep going. Here we have a lot of things around. There we have look at the map, there's a transit, there's a battle dungeon right here that we can go into, battle other core bots to get the treasure. There are prismatic cores out here that we can get with the right core bot. There's also an audio log back here that I didn't get, and I need to get that or on our way. We need to get this audio log because I want all the audio logs. Anyway, let's turn back around. go up here, and
All right, back on track.
unfortunately, say something, Jewel. First, let's go into this chest.
Surprise, surprise.
More red wild child. Has 3 parts to that red wild child frame.
The tunnel is blocked off. We'll have to find another way around.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'll let that happen. That's my fault. So, now we get to jump across here. And it is a long way down, so we can get over there.
Whoa. Better watch my step.
And we'll eventually have to go down into there. But if we jump down there right now, we die. So let's don't do that. Let's part 2. Okay.
Focus, Jewel.
Focus, Jewel. He's not bad at this. Hopefully I'm not bad at this either. But we could jump right down there, but I'd rather jump on top here, right here. Because there's some parts and some other things we want to get. Look down there. Parts. And also a violet. Violet tends to talk gibberish and gets really excited. Now, Violet's story is very interesting. We could read it in the logs. But what I did in the books is I had all of her logs were encoded. And Jewel couldn't read them until they were uncoded by our Corvot named AOK, who we found the very first log when we were trying to get into the Starving Sea. He dumped the coding off of Violet's logs, and her story is very traumatic, and it tells you a lot of why she is the way she is. Cocky and Secret Service. I'm the security protocol officer, et cetera, because she was. She had to keep secrets from everybody, and she's just this little bitty Corvot, and she's had to do all of that. Now we could go up there right now, but there are things up there we could find. Let's go down here. Okay. And we
We
find
made it, Mac.
Violet. Specific places along the way you can find Violet. And these chests, when you pull them up, you'll find little pieces of core, the red, blue, and yellow core. You gather those up, that beats up your core fusion. And you can do this one as well. Secret, don't blow that one up. That one has a bomb in it, and it will chase you down and burn you. Right now, we have a Corvot down here we need to address. And we're going to send Mac after it. The yellow one See that arrow? That means it's a red core bottom. Up here, then we need to deal with the flow. Hopefully I can pull this core before they shoot at me. Because if they shoot at me, I lose the capability. Where are they, Matt? Blow them both up? Well, okay, Matt. He blows things up. Where are they? Where are the parts? Okay. Mac, dig that
See
up.
what you can find.
The more parts we can get, the better off we're going to be. Well, that's also E-turner. That's not bad, but we have 13,000 chunks of E-turner. We don't really need a lot more right now. All right. Mac, dig this one up.
You got the scent, Mac?
We want parts of E-turner. Took you a while. Okay, that's a part. Worn plating. Now we talked about this last time too. In the inventory, you have these parts. Now these parts are worn. You could take 3 of these parts in the crawler, combine them together to make a sturdy part. Some of the blueprints that she has to build require sturdy parts. So she can combine 3 of these to make one sturdy part. If she has a sturdy part, but she needs worn parts, she can take one sturdy part and break it down into 3 worn parts. So it's a back and forth. If you have enough worn parts, you can build them into a sturdy part. If you have 3 sturdy parts, you can build them into one pristine part. And going back down, one pristine part into 3 sturdy parts, one sturdy part into 3 worn parts. It's just something to remember when you're crafting. Some of the blueprints require worn parts, some of them require sturdy parts. Your better ones require pristine parts. Okay. Moving right along, we've gotten just about all we need out of this. Let's drop off our parts with Violet. Let her take them back to the crawler.
Time to travel, Violet.
And we'll move along. There's some adventure out here we need to do, some bad guys we need to blow up, and we need to find that emergency signal. That's our next best mission right now. To do that, we can go this 2 different ways. We can go straight ahead, or we can go around the side. Now, remember, when, if you were here with us in the first part, you found this thing here spits out little nasties that want to come chase you down and burn you. Now that we're away from the very first part, we can blow this ball here thing up. And that's exactly what we're going to do, because as long as it exists, it creates those little burny bugs. So let's go have a discussion with this thing. Blew him up. You have to wait for the ports to open and shoot into the ports. Alright, there's nothing out here that I can see right now for us. To get anywhere up here, up there to those parts, up around here, we need a specific bot. So let's follow the signal. Guess what? Another one of those things. So nice for you to drop by. Now, over there, we can see a Macklin. Dig that
Mac,
up,
dig in.
and then we'll proceed to follow the signal. There's a lot of things we could need to find here. So we can't get to without a specific box. Warm plating. Now let's take a look at our map, see what our map says. It says there's a prismatic core there, one there, one there. Up here, there seems to be cells that we need to find. But we need something else before we do that. Everything on this planet requires a specific cell bot frame to do specific things for us. Mac digs things up. There are other frames that do other things for us. We don't have them yet, so let's proceed. Let me show you a bad guy who doesn't know we're around. Him. And he walks over here. He doesn't see us, so he turns around. So we're going to run over here and follow the storyline. Inside that ball is a prismatic core. Another one. Problem is, it's protected. In the books, I call these security balls. It stores certain things that if you need them, you tap this ball, and the security bots, which are AP3s like that guy, only they're supposed to be in white uniform. Sniper type. Yeah, not a problem, except that guy will whoop my butt. He's a level 13 and get a little bit bigger than I want to mess with right now without another bot. Anyway, let's
The signal is just up ahead. Hang on. It's another crawler.
Now, this valley is something that if you're playing this game, you need to remember. Like I said, the original game came out where Jewel would go through, go up to the Prime Core, they challenged the big boss, they'd have to do their thing, get to the end, and that was it. There were glitches, long loading times, and all of that. When the devs were allowed to go back into the game by Microsoft, we're talking about Asobo, Armature, and two other organizations that were involved, Unity, were involved in making this game as, frankly, as beautiful as it is. They come up with a DLC. To get to the DLC, we have to go that way. But I'll tell you right now, right in here are some very bad nasties that want to harm you. She's not at the right level. She's not at the right capability, and she doesn't have enough health to mess with them right now. She does have enough health to mess with Green Boy over there. And that's something else. He's got a green core. In this game, you have red, blue, and yellow. Each one of those has a specific capability. Red is your brave ones, yellow are the timid ones, your blue is your courageous, loyal ones. You mix the cores for the capabilities, not only the emotional capabilities that the core bots display, which are all supposed to be protective of their human counterpart, but also they have specific functions like red, fire, yellow is defense, blue is energy, lightning, that kind of thing. You can mix those. Blue and yellow gives you green. Blue and red gives you purple. These are hybrids of the original core principle, and they're all programmed right here at the cradle, at the core foundry facility, which is where we are right now. Anyway, that being explained, we're not going that way because that takes us to a place we don't want to go right now. So let's go here. We're going to run into a cutscene, so just bear with us.
Mac, wait.
I activated my beacon 5 days ago. Your canine unit took a long time to find me. Is he alright?
Mac? He's fine. He hasn't been affected by whatever's making the other bots go crazy.
This whole planet's gone crazy.
This
Kai
meeting.
Brain, core maintenance.
Jewel Adams, atmospherics.
I've been trying to scavenge parts to repair my leg, but we haven't been able to lure the big core bots close to our crawler. I can't move fast enough to hunt him down. And Seth? He's too scared to go out on his own.
Well, if you want, Mac and I can find the things you need.
Really? That'd be great. Here, take this. You'll need it more than me. I've got a list of all the parts for my leg inside the crawler. I'll send it to you over the radio.
Okay. Sure.
And Jewel? I'm glad I'm not alone out here.
Me too.
Now that exchange,
Hey, Jewel, you read me?
that exchange between Kai and Jewel can be summed up in poor Kai is a nerd. He is a core maintenance technician. He's actually a computer geek. That's what he does. That's all he does. He's here because there was a problem with the core foundry. When he went to the cryo sleep, he thought that was fixed. It wasn't. He too has been asleep for probably well over 150 years. And he woke up just like Jewel woke up. And he said, what the heck is going on here? I'm awake. That's about all I can say right now. I'm awake. My crawler's offline. Seth, my SPDR companion, is in the corner shaking, really low on energy, and I'm wondering what happened. He goes through and he talks about he woke up, his his crawlers down just like Jules was. And it also gives him a backstory. In the game, Kai never had a backstory. She met him right there. She told him about his leg. I mean, he told her about his leg. And she needs parts. And she went out to get the parts. She comes back. He fixes his leg and sends her off with his spider bot to a new companion for her and him, supposedly. She meets him one more time where he seems to have died. That's the last you hear of him. Well, I didn't like that. That's stupid. Yeah, Andy, sorry, I didn't. They used motion capture on this game rather than CGI or stop motion or anything else. They actually, it's just like Avatar. They use motion capture on Avatar as well. They did a wonderful job on this, especially Armature, as far as I'm concerned. Of course, I'm Texican, and Armature is in Austin, so. Anyway, back to the story. I explained why he has mechanical legs and why with mechanical legs is he on the advanced terraforming group. So that you can find again, and I'll do this again. You can find that on Reddit under our Recore. Find that under the fan fiction tab. First 3 books are this entire game, to include the DLC. The 4th book are derived from the games, from the logs that you can find throughout this game. Now, she now has a blue
I hear
affinity
you, Kai. Go ahead.
The parts I need
for
should be
her
in the
rifle.
nearby Corbot hive. I'll mark it on the
If
map
you
for
look down here in
Okay,
the left-hand
we're on
corner,
our way.
she's got white, she's got the red, she's missing one, and we know which one it is, but she has the blue. When you run into a hybrid Corbot, a purple or a green, that had blue in it, therefore blue, if it's purple, blue, and red, either blue or red will do more damage than the white. The green ape up there can do more damage with the blue than with the white, or actually with the red. The red is pretty damaging, because it's fire. Okay, let's go get those parts for Kai so he can fix his leg. There's a cutscene where he talks to her. Oh, in the book, the second chapter of the first book of this series that I wrote, Kai Bren tells the story. And it's from his perspective. He knows he's a dork. And he's, in the book, he says, I'm going to jump down here like a hero, and I'm going to introduce myself. And he ends up jumping down and landing on a spike and almost falling, and she runs up and grabs his hand. Instead of saying, "Hello, beautiful, how are you? Welcome to my humble home," he says, "Kai Bren, core maintenance." And then he berates himself inside his head. He says, "Yeah, good going, dummy." You'll enjoy that book, I think. I think you enjoy all the
Crawlers
books.
were meant to be temporary habitats. Once all the crews were awake, they were supposed to move into residential towers and other buildings closer to their work areas.
Yeah, well, they didn't get finished, did they? Anyway, let's go over here. And see what we can do about getting Kai his parts. We already blew up those 2 big things, so we don't have to mess with those. And that's actually one of the reasons I did it. You can avoid them, I don't like to avoid them. So, come around here, come up here, and
This must be the place. Hey, Kai, we're here.
Great. The parts I need can only be found on hybrid spiders. Green ones.
Sounds easy enough.
Well, the problem is these guys don't like sunlight. So you'll have to search for them under the sand and dig them up.
We got this. Right, Mac?
she's tough. Now, we've got all these lumps out here. We could find one, find a green hybrid, destroy him and take his parts, and this game would be over. Remember what I told you about yellow cores? They're hard to find. Green core has both blue and yellow capabilities. If we could pull enough of these cores, we'll have plenty of yellow. So what I do is when I play this game, I farm these.
Let's do a search.
I'll tell him to begin, and I'll charge up. I need to hold this charge and have him dig up something else.
You got the scent, Mac?
That.
That's not the kind we're looking for. We want the green ones.
That's a purple. That's a red and blue. So, let's have
Give it a go.
Mac take another look. Back off. My hand isn't working the way it should. But I'm going to keep at it anyway.
A green one. That's it.
Now, if we blow him up, the game is over. Especially after you pick up the parts. What I want is his core. Okay, Mac. Dig up
Take a
that
look
one.
around.
Now we're leveling up our weapon as well.
Mac, dig in.
Nope, not close enough.
You got the scent, Mac?
Now. Go over there, dig it up.
Take a look, buddy.
This is kind of cheesy. To a certain extent. But frankly, I don't care. Let's
Give it a look.
give it a look. Every one of these things we take down, we get a certain amount of XP. But right now, we have some pretty good cores here, exceptional cores. And green is yellow and blue. So we're getting some pretty good things to use, not only for us, but for any other core bot we have.
Mac, dig in.
So I don't feel bad at all. Come on.
Take a look.
Dig up that one. Either one of those. Thank you. Come on. If it's too hard, you break the cable. Let's go over here.
You got the scent, Mac?
And see what we can do with this guy. Stop groaning, Jewel. You didn't do anything.
Go on. You can find it.
We'll take a couple more of these and we'll blow up one of the green ones and we'll move on back to the Kai's workbench. Like I said, blue is electric energy. Kind of shocking. Come on. Just one more and then we'll blow one up and take the parts back to Kai. We've got enough.
Mac, dig in.
I'm just trying to... Come on.
You got the scent, Mac?
Like a tug of war. You got a big fish on the line. Okay, let's blow up the next one and just take the parts back to Kai.
Let's see if there's anything here.
Because my finger's acting stupid. The one that pushes the buttons. supposed to be.
Come to me. Mac, dig in.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, those are the parts he needs. As I pick them up, all of these are going to disappear. But that's okay.
That's the last part we need. Let's get him back to Kai.
So, let's get him back to Kai, and we'll have to go through that cutscene as well. I'll need to exercise my hand a little bit while the cutscene's going on, so I can get my stupid mouse button finger to work properly.
I designed the blue, yellow, and red cores' personalities to suit a particular set of tasks. The hybrid cores were, by definition, more flexible and, I hoped, better suited to unexpected changes in mission parameters.
Now, there's a couple of things out here we want to look at. One thing is Violet's out here, right there. But there's also a Dr. Roldan log. And his logs are telling a real interesting story. Like, he didn't wake up the teams because he didn't need to. His core bots were doing a good job. Natalie Bright tried to chew him out because he said, your core bots may be wonderful, but the humans need to be controlling them. So you need to do the job right now. But Roldan there's something not right with him. So,
June 8th, 2053. The first transmissions came through, and the news from Earth. It's too terrible for words. During our voyage to Far Eden, Dust Devil broke containment, raced across the globe. The Mandate was able to launch the last of the evacuation ships, but everyone left behind. Billions of lives. Gone. How do I tell the other teams? Tell them that everyone they ever loved is dead. That they're the only ones left. No, I can't. Not now. There are only a few more days in my shift. I'll sleep. Tell them next time I wake. After all, what difference will 30 years make? Earth will still be a tomb.
now that's what Mandate told him. Mandate told him that everybody on Earth was dead. They managed to launch the last of the ships, and everybody else on Earth is dead. These logs are telling us another story, and it's kind of interesting. And like I said, I wrote 4 books for this. The first 3 were the main storyline for this entire game, including the DLC, Starving Sea. But the fourth book I wrote based on the logs I found throughout this game. Roldan's logs, Thomas Adams' logs, Natalie Bright's logs. Violet's logs had a lot to do with it. AOK's logs had a lot to do with it. But there's something not right here. And that's what bothered me the most. So I wrote the fourth book called The Reckoning, based on the logs and everything Jewel has found out by looking at the logs, by meeting Kai, by running around on this planet looking at all the strange Corebots that are trying to kill her, which should never have happened. I mean, after all, Thomas Adams, her father, built them, right? They couldn't want to kill her unless somebody else intervened. And that's where we are right now. Anyway, let's go in here and we'll get involved in this cutscene. And let Kai tell his story.
This is perfect, Jewel. Thanks.
Mac, be good. I'm sorry.
It's all right. You never seen a human with legs like this, huh? I'm one of the lucky ones. They were able to amputate before the infection spread.
Dust Devil.
Class 3 outbreak. Hit Chicago first, spread from there. We evacuated to one of the safe zones.
Notice
Not
he pulled
fast
a
enough.
pin to take that leg off.
How about you? East or West Coast?
West. Southern sector.
Well, I heard that got bad. You lose anyone close?
My mom.
Now I'm sorry.
It's all right. My dad and I, we looked after each other. We were going to come to Far Eden together, but he had to leave Earth on a different ship.
He must be up in orbit then, asleep with all the others, waiting for the terraforming to finish. Hey, Seth, can you dial it up a little?
Here. This might help.
Where did you find that core?
He knows what it is.
I've actually found more than one, but I don't know what they are.
They're called prismatic cores. Top secret mandate tech. I've only ever heard rumors about them.
That's a
They
lie?
fixed the pylon, and they work on other Far Eden systems too. If we find enough of them, maybe we can get the terraforming back on track.
Or maybe do a whole lot more. I don't know for sure. But the core foundry might have the answers we need. I'll get my legs working and meet you there. In the meantime, Seth, you go with Jewel.
Don't worry. You're safe with us. Right, Mac?
Cute, huh?
All right. To get to the core foundry, you'll need to go up and over the quarry pit. Good news? Seth is a terrific climber. Bad news? He's afraid of heights.
Aw, come on, Seth. We'll do it together.
Poor Seth. Now, from this point forward, you need to know that he can only have one core bot at a time. Let's bring Mac back over here. Get your butt back over here. Okay. There are keyways, key bindings that will allow you to change bots. Every time you change bots, the new bot will appear and a small explosion will happen. It won't hurt her, but if you were to aim at a rogue bot and change out core bots like that, it causes damage to them. Now let's take a look at Seth. Okay? We know all about Mac. He's level 13. And he can attack, and he's got good defense, great energy. Seth doesn't have all of that. See, Seth and Kai, they woke up a couple of days after Jewel did. While Jewel was doing her thing, trying to find out what happened, Seth was doing his. He was called over to the Core Foundry site because there was a problem. Found out that Dr. Oldon's Corebot was hurrying production around, and they're putting out too many cores that were damaged, programmed wrong. He watched people move through into the exclusion zone. Right out, there's a gate right there that goes to the exclusion zone, where they were going to build another pylon, and he was going to have not only the duty of the core foundry and programming the cores, but he was going to have to keep an eye on that pylon as well. Now, in the second chapter of the first book that you'll find on Recore again, it gives his backstory, how he lost his legs, how he wasn't going to be able to come to Far Eden because he'd lost his legs. He was already in training to come because of his expertise in computers. Well, Roldan contacted him and told him if he can walk on his own into his office within the next 2-3 months, he still has a spot. He also sent blueprints and some sensor data for him to use. Well, he got that sensor data from Thomas Adams. So Kai and Jewel have a link that they're not aware of right now. Now, earlier, I said that when he held that prismatic core in his hands, he said he didn't know that much about him. He does know about him. But right now, because of the compartmentalization of all the information on Far Eden, and he and Jewel both don't know whether they're the only ones there, he has to hold information back from her. He doesn't like it, and he chastises himself constantly because he's a dork, he's a nerd, and this pretty girl is running around here and saving his butt, and he can't tell her anything. The story gets intense in the books. You don't get to see that story in the game. But we're going to continue on with the game. Anyway. So, now she's supposed to go over that. Because the spider bots use those rails that we've seen in different places in different areas. He's the one that can retrieve the things for us. We need to make him a little bit more a little stronger to do all this. However, there's things we can do around here with him that can make us stronger and make him stronger too. And that's basically what we're going to do right now. Now, if we look at the map, it shows that there's a core here, a prismatic core over here, inside that frame up there, that one. Inside there is a core, prismatic core. But there's other cores. There's actually a core in that building right there. We just have to get up there and find it. You see there's an opening on this side, There's an opening just like it on the other side. There's no way to get there except to drop off that roof and drop into that. We'll have to do that twice. Then to get to the foundry, we're going to have to go up over that on those rails, drop down into the core mining thing, and then launch ourselves over to the foundry. I explained that too in the books that Roldan's Corebot kind of a jerk. Right now, let's drop off some of the items that we have with Violet,
Violet?
let her neatly arrange them in our crawler, and then we'll proceed from here. We're going to beef up Seth. Poor little Seth needs all the help he can get. However, we do have some blueprints just for Seth. Now let's go back here. Let's take a look. Said we do look along the edges to see if there's any parts, anything special here. Nothing dramatic, but we're still going to look. Nothing down there. They tend to want to hide things from us. Okay, there's nothing up here. Nothing up here we need. I don't see any Mac lumps that we'll need Mac to dig up. Yeah, we do. Let's see, we got Seth, so we have to call up Mac, and then we can have him dig it up.
See what you can find.
The storyline on this book, I love games with story like Horizon Zero Dawn, like this game. There are other single shooter story games that I like to play that have a decent story that it just intrigues the heck out of me. Okay, we've got a couple of parts up here we're going to gather, and then we're going to move on. All right. But for some reason, there's a wall there. Okay. Remember I told you there were things that are hidden all over the place, and you can't get them unless you have a dog bot? Well, we have to fight these two things over here. And they're not going to be all that easy to fight because they're level 15.
Get him, Mac.
He was a toughie, but we can generally win those battles like that. Now, we got the parts from the red spider bot, and we go right over here, just beside this chain, close to that gate, and there's a Mac lump.
You got the scent, Mac?
We're gonna let Mac dig that up. Presto changeo, a hidden prismatic core that will not ever show up on the map. You basically have to know where these guys are.
Open up.
And she's going to admire it and all that. Okay. Now. This is the gate to the exclusion zone. And we can't open it yet. So let's move along here so we can find another violet port. Now, once we open these up on the map, we can see them open them up, get in proximity of them. They'll show up on the map, and we can use them for fast travel. But right now, we're going to go right down here. And let
Mac, dig
Mac
in.
dig that up. Okay, so we pick up the part. We still haven't messed with our ape guy yet. Let's go over here and take a look around. Now, see that? Right now we have our dog bot up, but we can call Seth to take us up there.
Over here, Mac.
Now, Seth only has one lethal of his own, and we just gave him an extra one. Let's see what we have here, besides bad little monsters that want to come out and beat us up. There's another prismatic core. So let's take it. Because we have Seth, we can get some of these things. Remember, there's a couple of places along the way that we needed somebody like Seth to get into. And we can go back and get those things right now, if we wish. We also know that every time we go from place to place, all the bad guys respawn. Okay, here's a violet log. Let's pick that up. Her story is, Violet's story is something else. Once you get to a point where you can just read the whole story, and I actually put the whole story at once in the books I read. Oh, and Seth doesn't have a cannon that he shoots. Comes out of his little head. There's nothing here for us. We can't jump down there. If we jump down there, we die. We have to come across, use the different things set up for us to use, and then we can get where we're going to get down into the core foundry, which is directly below us. So let's go back and we'll kick the ape's butt. But first, if you fall all the way down, you could hurt yourself. That's why I try to use the jump jets part of the way down to take off the problem. This chest is trapped, and we're going to have to fight some bots. Okay, ready, go. Back away, fools. When I changed out the bots, Mac arrived with a vengeance and blew a lot of these core bots up. Okay, let's gather parts and see what we can find in this chest. Why was it so important that it had to be trapped?
Good.
Blueprint for an AP3. Interesting. Okay. Let's go challenge that AP3 that was on duty. See if there's anything else we need around here. And since he's green, blue will work on him.
Max charge!
Run away. Run. No. Can't get my hand to work right. Drop down. Come on.
Show 'em what you got.
That's just stupid. How many times am I going to have to do this before I get the buttons to work on my mouse?
Take 'em out.
Come on! This is getting serious. I've never had this kind of trouble with the button before. With my hand as messed up as it is, I'm just gonna have to go all out on this guy.
Seth, get him!
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Max, do it!
Can't get to there.
Zip in! Dash in, Mac. Go get him.
Jeez. It's like my hand doesn't know what it's doing anymore. I damaged my hand, and it's been healing up, but it's really starting to be a pain in my butt right now. So let's get Seth, take us up. Now eventually we're going to have to get him to take us up there and across. But right now, let's collect some parts and do a little bit of exploring. Like there's something just below here, so we have to basically fall off and walk inside. There's a chest.
Let's see what we got.
Iron tusk. That's for Seth. Good. Thanks, Andy. With my hand messed up like it is, I'm telling you, it's really, really frustrating. Luckily, Jewel still loves me. There's another health booster for her. Now we've got that. We can't jump back up, so we have to go back down. And come back up again.
Seth, give me a lift.
And let's get this part just because it's there. But now we'll go to the other side of the building. Fall off and inside. And we hear that noise again. Another chest.
Open sesame.
Remember I told you there's 4 parts? We have all 4 parts of this blueprint now. We have the blue iron tusk, spider body for Seth. If we can get him up to the right level to wear it. Now, let's... Do we want to do this right now? Sure, why not? Just because we can.
Give me a lift. Whoa! Me scared? No way, Seth. You were great.
Seth has a kind of a problem with heights. We're gonna gather
Better
a
be
few
good.
things. And then I think we're going to hit the Red Wild Child parts again. And there's a little plug-in thing. And it's going to go right over there to that and plug itself in. It needs 4 of them to open. And I'll tell you right now, right there is where one of them is. But once we go down there, we're going to be fighting some bad guys. What the heck? Let's go fight some bad guys. Come on. Come on, Finger. I want that red core. Oh, I have a blue one will show up.
Stun it! Let him have it. Set fire!
Yeah, I'll take that, thank you. Thank you. Now, with those guys out of the way, we can do a little bit of digging.
Give it a look.
Go ahead, give it a look. I'm doing good, Andy. I've got some books that need to go into publishing, and where are you? Did we get? Yeah, we got him, didn't we? Hold on. Got one. I only got one. Why only one? You dig him up, Mac?
Take a look, buddy.
Anyway, doing good. I've got, oh, goodness. Oh, there he is. Get over there and do your job. Thank you. All right. That's 2. There's one over here. Walk over here and get him. Come on, buddy. Where are you? There's 1, 2. Okay, 3. Now the last one is over here. It's sitting right there. Now each one of these dungeons are specific. We'll wait for this one to open and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is a vault dungeon. The vault dungeon, it opens up. And and you go down and you enter into the vault. But every one of the vault dungeons have that. That's a prismatic core just on the outside before you go inside. So we can open this. Take that prismatic core. Well, we've got 15 of them now. And then we can go down here and take a look at this. See just what this is all about. Okay? Now this is a level 25. We are not level 25. We go in there, we get killed a lot. This is the House of Steel. We don't want to go in there right now. So we take the prismatic core on the outside and we say, bye. We'll see you later. That being said, there's a lot of things that we can do with Seth. It doesn't include going up there. However, at this point in the game, that may be just exactly what we need to do. We need to go inside the core foundry, fight our way through if necessary, and find our way to the prime core, according to what Kai told us. Now to do that, there's parts over here too. Mac, how do I dig up this part? I really want to beef up Seth, but Seth isn't of a high enough level to beef up just yet. Got a lot of parts. Okay, Seth, take this out. Right. Let's go over here. A lot of places to explore.
Let's go.
Let Seth take it all the way around.
Let's go, Seth. Here we go.
I can barely see you guys on my crawler's cameras. You've got to be hundreds of feet above the ground.
Don't worry, Seth. We got this.
We're gonna die.
Seth, jump on.
Seth is not a coward. Seth is a realist. Jewel is a thrill monkey. Now we can go across over there right now, or we can pick up parts and look at other things. For example, in the last stream, the first part of this game, I showed rocks that have this green seam through them. It's a glue that holds together. There's only one core bot that can open that up. We don't have them yet. So we're going to collect parts, open chests.
This ought to be good.
White orc. Wonder what that portends. Okay, let's Let's fly our silly butts inside there.
That's the way, Seth. You did it.
Please don't make me ever do that again. Now there's a part up there, it's a waste, there's nothing else up there. Nice scenery maybe, but... And one of her dad's logs is here. So let's listen in.
Those evil robots in the movies we used to watch would always say, humans are imperfect and dangerous. They must be destroyed. But that makes no sense. I mean, the robots are imperfect too, right? Otherwise,
Okay, Andy,
why would
no
they attack
problem.
us?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
What I mean is, perfection. It's the wrong goal. What really matters is balance. So, when I started to design the AI for the cores, I didn't try to make a single perfect intelligence. Instead, I designed 3 separate personalities. A brave one, a fearful one, and a cheerful one. And to keep them straight, because you know how messy I can be, I gave them different colors. Red, yellow, blue. And my hope was that, together, these personalities would form a balanced group. They wouldn't be perfect, but they wouldn't try to destroy us either.
As far as you know. Okay. Now we can go back to Kai's crawler, or we can go in there. Now I'm thinking we need to go in there, but I'm a little worried about my hand not responding the way it needs to. With my truck messing up like it was and having to run out and work on it, all the healing that my hand had done before, a lot of it went away. But I'm gonna try it anyway. Why not? What the heck? Besides, there's as with all other dungeons. Now, this is a storyline dungeon. In a storyline dungeon, there's no time limit, there's no keys you have to shoot, there's no yellow orb you have to find, nothing like that. This is the main storyline here. Later on, we'll be going back, but I wanted to get through the main storyline first because it provides us with something else that we need to get the other things that we need. I know that sounds vague, but it has to remain vague for right now. It's kind of a spoiler thing. So let's take our 2 bots one at a time, unfortunately. I guess they figured we couldn't handle more than one at a time, and they're probably right. But you'll notice this door says we need Seth. Seth is important to go through here. If we didn't have Seth, we couldn't get here in the first place. But to get into there and do anything, we need Seth. So let's go right here. Install core level 10. There's all this stuff in here that we can find. And we really need to find it. And we needed 6 of those cores. We've got 12 or 13. I can't remember which. And like I told you, we'll get to the actual end of this game, the end game for the Recore definitive event, Recore itself. We'll need at least 30 of those cores.
Let's stick together, okay?
You're looking for a device called the Core Analyzer. I don't have access to the Foundry blueprints, but I'll do my best to guide you there.
He's
Sounds
been there,
good. Mac, Seth, let's go.
Okay, that's, he's been here before, but he doesn't have the blueprints to show her how to get there. He's had to use the analyzer before to analyze some of the cores coming out because he's basically the human in charge of the core foundry. Problem is, Dr. Roldan's, anyway. Let's drop off some of our junk with Violet.
What's up, Violet?
And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to travel back to her crawler and give Seth a little bit of a leg up because my boy Seth doesn't have much power. Problem is, Seth is also not at a high enough level. Maybe we need to get him to level 10 before we're back. Let's go in here and see if we can do that. Then come back out here. Seth, you got him.
Take him out, Seth.
Good boy. Yellow core bots and yellow core bites have a tendency to put stuff down that slows you. Won't let you move very fast. Like the blue ones can freeze you with electrical energy. The yellow ones can make you not be able to walk very well. Okay, we have access to the next section. We need to get Seth up to another level, so let's move right along into the next section. Okay, we're going to be getting messed with here pretty quick.
On your toes. Here we go. There, Seth.
Okay, let's see where Seth is right now. Seth is still a level 9. We need to beef him up just a little bit more. Give him more things to work with. Seth and Mac. Alright.
This place looks wrecked.
Yep, the place is wrecked. There's a chest up there. Don't know what's in it. But down. Bye.
here, buddy.
Oops. Got knocked off. I'm not fast enough. Okay, let's shoot this guy. Darn it. Feeling like a novice. Go away, son. Now,
Well, well, well.
and there's another way to get up here too, by the way. But over here. And then you can like that. But the game wants to go the other way. Okay, we need to get Seth.
An empty cellbot socket. Little guy must be around here somewhere. Hi, I'm in some kind of crush pit.
You're on the right track. Just have to get past the grinder.
Okay, well, this is the grinder. For some reason, my hand doesn't want to play right. Let's beef our guys up a little bit here. Give them all kinds of good stuff to use. And we'll save that. As soon as we do this,
There you are. Come with me.
we're going to have a visitation. Come on! Good grief.
Get him. Let him have it, Seth.
Come on. Come on.
Open up, Seth. Hit him hard.
few more.
Let her rip. Don't be afraid. They're gone now. Come with me to your socket.
Whew. Okay. Now, Seth is at level 10. Can beef him up pretty good, I think. All we have to do is
Seth, give me a lift.
go back. And since we already have all of this going for us, but I'm not certain we can go back right now.
Certain materials are essential to the core production process. While rare on Earth, the crystalline structures we needed were in plentiful supply on Far East.
Okay, here's another Dr. Roldan recording. This guy is kind of important to the furtherance of the story, so we'll listen to him again.
December 2083. It was good to rest, but even better to wake and see all the progress the core bots have made. The foundry is up and running, thanks to Victor, and exceeding core production targets. The pylons are ready for activation. And I've received news from the evacuation ships. They're safe, and about to start deceleration into the Far Eden system. Now that the communication lag is only days instead of decades, the Mandate wants to send me a large data package. Firmware updates for the core bots. I'm not sure what they've created that they think will improve on my original design, but no matter. It's time for me to wake the other crews. I'm ready to tell them about Earth. Because now, for the first time, I truly believe Far Eden can succeed.
The important thing is Mandate is sending computer updates for the cores. This is part of that storyline, that story within the story I was telling you about that's in the logs. We'll keep that in mind as we move forward. Okay. What's one of the one things you have in a foundry? Crush up the crystal, bring it to a storage point, and then up there is the furnace. furnace room is a pain in the butt, especially when you have a hand, you got the finger that's not working like it should. Well, that's working right now. So let's go to red. Let's stay with blue.
Look out! Those core bites are in attack mode!
Come on.
Now I gotta find a way up.
Blew it up. Good. Way up is here. We use this console.
Let's see what this console does.
Brings that over here. Okay. Let's look across here. That's a door that needs to be opened, but we can't open it because that's broken. We need a specific bot to open that door. We don't have it. The only thing we can do is know that this thing up here, as soon as we're at the other end, is going to take off that way. We need to catch it to get to that next level. So, here we go. Before it closes. Presto, we made it. Otherwise, there's no other way to get up here that I have found so far. However,
Hey, Kai.
this
I see
is a
fire.
problem.
Must be the forge. Mac and Seth should be fine. Their frames have really high melting points. But you...
Got it. Don't touch the fire.
Yeah, don't touch the fire. Bad idea to touch the fire. But we can gather this stuff. Now, thing has to go through two.
On your toes. Here we go. Shot. Rush in. Do it, Seth.
Right here, we have
Let him have it, Mac.
need to back it. move fast enough. Damn it.
Open up.
Come on. Ugh. Good grief. Ugh. Come on, finger.
Max, charge. Now.
Come on. Ugh.
Get him, Max.
Mm.
Let him have it. Dash in, Max. Charge.
Done. Jeez. So let's gather up some of this junk. Just checking out a couple of things, see if I can do it. Not so much. Let's beef this up a little bit. And okay. Okay.
I think we found the analyzer. Big ring in a big room?
That's it. Just put the prismatic core into the main console, and we'll be all set.
That's all we have to do, huh? This will not end anything. So, without having a place to go, we can't leave here. We could leave here. Let me show you. we could fast travel. Look at the bottom right-hand side, where we can fast travel out of here to anywhere we want to go. The problem is we have to go through all of that just to get here again. So what we need to do is continue on. And it's somewhat of a problem.
Looks like the power cores are missing.
There ought to be an incubation chamber nearby. You should find plenty of cores in there.
Yep, right there. And it's going to take some more fighting with a hand that doesn't want to work properly. Gather up this stuff here. Now she's still shooting blue. Let's go down here. And guess what? That's the guess what. Well, that's one of the glitches. Thank you. Whooped his butt. And that's just fine with me. Problem is, watch those yellow targets. They take off. Why do they take off? They know I can't shoot them. Because I need a yellow thing to shoot him. Luckily, I've got my boy. I'm going to bring him online here in a second.
Surprise, surprise.
We now have a yellow affinity for our rifle.
A yellow ammunition upgrade. Nice.
Not so much.
Take him out, Seth. Do it.
Okay. That's taken care of. And that's taken care of. But we need to do that one. That one. And that one. To open that door. So, moving right along, picking up all the Good stuff? All right. Now I'm going to guarantee you that through that door, there are some bad guys that I do not like. And who do not like me. Come on.
Take him out, Mac. Come on, Mac. Too strong to extract. Light him up. Get him. Come out. Death. Let her rip. Rats. Charge it.
Now there's a spider up there. And I'm going to send
Do
my
it,
buddy
Seth.
up there to whoop his butt. Thank you. Now.
Kai, I'm in the incubation chamber.
What's it like? It must be incredible to see so many newly forged cores.
Well, most of the cores are gone. This whole place looks torn apart.
That's strange. I wonder what happened in there.
Yeah, well, we know what happened in there. Bad guy. But we need these two cores.
Found a power core.
We need
Just
this
need
one
one more.
and the one on the other side of the room. Up there. To get there, parkour. Just like that. We got them both.
That's two. Let's head back to the analyzer.
Jerks. And now we got to time this. We have to open that door. And we're going to have to fight a bad guy in here. Probably a couple of them. Come on, come. Jeez.
Give him a shot.
Okay, this is getting frustrating with my hand the way it is, y'all. we're gonna do.
Careful, guys. Rollers.
All right. There is stuff up here that I really want to get. It's right up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to parkour our butts over here.
Don't mind if I do.
Gonna get this. And we're back in the chamber. Now, right now, I need to take a break. So I'll leave you with her right here, and I'll be back in just a second. I'd like to finish up this section tonight. Start on a new section Monday. So first things first. Insert a core here.
Bingo! The analyzer's up and running.
Alright, let's check out that prismatic core.
Okay. Sounds like a deal. This is not even close to the
See
end
what
of
makes
this
you
game.
tick.
This is more the storyline.
Jewel, if anyone could set things right,
Dad.
I knew it would be you.
Dad! Kai, did you hear that? There were voices coming through the core. Maybe it's some kind of transmission from the ships in orbit.
All I see on my end is a wall of mandate encryption. I don't have enough compute power in my crawler to crack it. But I know a place that does.
The core! It overloaded the analyzer.
You need to find a way to shut it off before it goes critical. The explosion could destroy the whole foundry.
Okay, I see some energy cells. They look like they're overheating.
Destroy them! Quick!
Hi, I did it. But the analyzer's still going crazy.
There have to be more cells on the other side of the room.
It's okay, Seth. We can do this. Jump on! That worked. Energy level dropping.
You've got to shoot those
I lost you,
things
Jewel.
before the radiation level gets up
So,
to a point where it'll kill
where
you.
do you think we can crack the mandate encryption on the prismatic core?
Far Eden Tower. It was built to control the terraforming process, so it's got to have plenty of compute power. There's a tram at the back of the foundry that leads straight to the E-Tower. I'll meet you there.
All right, sounds good. Seth, let's go.
Okay, just for you to know, he knows about the tram at the back. He's been here before. He's lying to her. He thinks he has to because of the security, the compartmentalization about it. And according to my book, he's not at the crawler right now. He couldn't possibly be at the crawler right now. But be that as it may, let's go in here. Now, there's several chests that we need to find. One of them is here. There's health boosters.
Open up.
Lots of parts. And you're gonna want lots of parts for Seth. Any other.
At peak capacity, the foundry could produce hundreds of cores every month. From there, the cores would be boxed up and shipped all over Far East.
This is boxed up. This is the shipment room. That's been analyzed, created, analyzed, and all of that. Now, we're not ready to go anywhere yet because we got a chest over here.
What have we here?
Now, it's a pain in the butt, but we're gonna go through this anyway. If you fall down there, you can always get up by coming back over here, climbing up on this crates over there. I'm not planning on falling off, but Seth really needs to get out of my way. Now this one takes a little timing. This is getting to be upsetting for me. I don't have these kinds of problems, okay? I don't. My hand is starting to become a pain in my butt. I don't have these problems. My mouse hand is causing me to doubt myself. Embarrassing, y'all.
Open sesame.
No, I don't think there's anything else in this room for us. Because there's 3 chests we can't get to without a specific bot. So all we have to do now is leave, basically. What's interesting is I can't remember which way to go. Oh, okay, yeah I do. This is timing parkour. Well, that's really upsetting. I have gone through this so many times and I've never had a problem with it. Why am I having a problem with it tonight? Never had a problem with this particular one. Ah. Not yet, baby. All right, folks, this is embarrassing. This is one of the easiest transits to get through, and I'm not able to get through it. This is ridiculous. And I'm very embarrassed for myself. Come on. Jeez. Feel like a novice at this. Stupid. This is embarrassing, folks. unsatisfying. I have never had trouble going through this one. Never had trouble going through this one. Never had trouble going through this one. I really don't know what I'm doing wrong. Jeez. I apologize. I really do. I have never had that kind of trouble going through that particular area. We have one more major battle.
On your toes. Here we go. Get him. Set fire. Dash in, Matt. Rush in. Let him have it, Seth.
We're going to get to the end of this one way or the other. And then I'm just going to have to stop. For now. Okay. Let's see. This is right close to...
A tram rail. This must be the place. Yeah, Seth. That's quite a view.
Okay, folks, there's a trick to beating this guy without running around. 'Cause he's got minions out the butt, and you could spend hours trying to fight this guy. Well, we're going to take him on here in just a couple of seconds from an area he doesn't expect us to take him from.
The tram must be at the E-Tower. This console should call it back.
Yep. And also call something else
All right.
back.
Now we wait. Uh-oh. I guess someone doesn't want us going to the tower.
Yeah, someone doesn't. Get up here.
Matt, do it!
back here, Mac.
Do it!
And you want to change out colors every time he does.
Open up, Seth.
And now we want to take him down. Come up here.
Everybody still in one piece?
As far as we know, yeah. It's all the bad guys for right now. So we collect up what we can. And for those of you who know and those of you who don't know, this will end the first book of the 4 books that are listed together under the fan fiction on Recore. This is the first part of 4. Actually, first part of 3, and then the 4th book is written based on the log we've been finding all over the place. So, the rest of this is basically a cutscene.
Kai?
Almost there. I'm fine, Seth. Just wanted to see what the parts you got me could do. The E-Tower. The heart of Far Eden.
Looks shut down. Just like the pylon in the factory. But not for long.
Listen, Jewel. I didn't want to tell you over the radio. But the voices we heard didn't come from the ships in orbit.
What do you mean?
This might sound crazy, but I think the voices were coming from inside the core.
That core is mine.
So you're Victor.
Jewel, get out of here.
What?
Seth can take you and Mac back across the rail.
I'm not leaving you here with him.
Seth is not strong enough to take us all. You've got to keep the core safe no matter what. There's no time to argue, Jewel. Go.
Bring me that core.
exclusion zone. It's off limits, but you can use my crawler to override the security gate. Be careful, Joel. Victor's...
Kai! Kai, do you read me? No, we can't go back. We need to find another way into the E-Tower. Don't worry. Kai can take care of himself. He's okay. I know it. He has to be.
Come on, guys. Let's head to the E-Tower.
Okay, folks, what we're going to do is we're not going to the E-Tower. We are going to go, let's see, what are we going to go? Not that way, but that way. No, we're not going to go that way. We need to go up. Come on. I never have this kind of trouble. I don't. I really don't. This is quite embarrassing for me. No. There's dogs over there we don't want to alarm. So... we're back to the crawler by going across there to that transfer plate. Because we need to beef up our buddy
You ready,
Seth
Violet?
for what's coming. We need to send our stash over there first. Then after we beef up Seth, we're going to come right back here.
Hey, Violet.
And we're going to schedule ourselves. Go right back where we're going. We're going to go back up there. Then we're going to end the story for now. Because this is actually the first part of the second book. Now, she's already has a massive inventory here. Look here, she's got a massive inventory of things we can use to enhance our core bots and enhance cells, actually. So let's go here first and see what is available for Seth, who is at least a level 10. Now level 10, he's got a weapons array that will allow him to do some massive damage, but let's see what else is available to him. Level 17, he can't do level 17. Level 13, and I'm not certain he's 13 yet. He is level 10. So let's give him a little bit more.
Got it. Nice. Oh, yeah.
The problem is he doesn't have an adapter to take this bonus over here, the white iron tusk, the bonus with this is a chance of a free lethal. But that's okay for right now. So let's go. And he's at 102. Well, let's give him the zombie head, which gives him 122. Gives him legs that actually work properly. And give him a gun that will do some damage. And we don't have an augment for him yet for the blue hatchling. We'll have to live with that. But he too can give us another 5% team XP to bring the rest of the XP for the whole team up. He's still kind of weak in his attack, but we're going to fix that right now. Save this loadout. And we're going to go right here to Core Fusion. Seth needs all the help he can get. So we're going to give him as much as he can use. As much of that as he can use, and as much of that as he can use. And we're going to save that. Takes him up to a level where he can actually do something. The Mac, we're going to do that. Actually, you know what? No, we're not. Not just yet. What I'm going to do, we'll reject the changes. We go over here, we're going to take a look and see what we have for Mac. Because Mac is a much higher level right now. He's wearing this 20. To 23. Yep. Wild Child. I'm not certain he is a level 15. Well, let's back out and look at what he is. He is a level 15. So let's go up here and let's get him into this stuff.
That did it.
Red Fusion. I used up all the Red Fusion. Calls for blue fuel. He's actually better off the way he is right now until I can more red. Wasn't in too big a hurry. Okay. So Seth is looking good. He's a bit more powerful. Let's take a look at our crew. Mac is 178. Seth is at 239. Walk outside and get more red, but what I'm thinking is, no, we're gonna just go on back where we work. We have things we need to do
Violet,
there.
let's go.
I need to meet another friend. So we're gonna go right here. appreciate y'all being here. But what we're going to do is we're going to call it here. Because frankly, my hand isn't working the way it should. And I'll need the weekend to let it heal up a little bit more. Can't believe that I overstressed it today when it was healing up so much better. However, we will be returning to this game Monday at 6 o'clock in the evening for me. For you, it may be earlier or later, or and at that point, we will be looking at we will be looking at Monday at 6 o'clock. We'll be looking at the opening to book 2 that, like I said, is you can find right here on Reddit under the fan fiction tab on the right.